Hi, good evening. Welcome to my live business call tonight with Regina Cavallo. You probably heard me or know me as the Passion2Profit Princess, and I am privileged enough to help David Lee introduce Passion2Profit in United Kingdom. Recently, I just created and successfully put all together a series of transformation from a total beginner to a new me in a form of an ebook. And and I want you, the people on the call, to listen carefully. The story, the Passion2Profit Princess story, the transformation that I go through because of Passion2Profit. And this is the metamorphosis from beginner to the new me. And this is the transformation that I go through. We go through ups and downs. I go through the challenges. And these are the foundations that I build for me to make me stronger as I go along with the challenges along the way. So let us now go through the different chapters of my ebook. First would be My Life as a Caterpillar. What we are going to cover about that is that me as a beginner, my life before, what Regina what everybody else does. Chapter 2 would be I'm not interested in your CV. I can always remember David telling me about that moment. I can never forget. Chapter 3 would be the metamorphosis begin. That is the start of my transformation from a total rebel to the new to the transformation. Chapter 4, why don't you just give up? People on the call, why don't you just give up? We all have reasons. We have choices to move forward or just to fall back. Chapter 5, you only fail if you do nothing. In Mary Kay's story, Mary Kay identified the 4 people in the world, and those people are those who make things happen. Second, those who watch things happen. Third, those who wondered what happened. And fourth, those who don't know that anything happened. And you ask yourself, where do you belong? Chapter 5, the ripple effect starts with you. That is the banner that I had offered to Joel banner that created the ripple effect, that created attention and appreciation from that gift. Chapter 7, with where to now, young butterfly. Where does it lead to? Where does it lead to? And what is my next step? I probably want to be the next I want to be on the next event of Passion2Profit UK. I have so much to do, and I was looking forward for that. So now let's get started. My life as a caterpillar. And before doing that, we will just have an overview of the different photos that I included in the series of my ebook. From the very left corner, that was my photo, and that was where I was before 12 months ago. I was a total rebel. I just do what everybody else does. I didn't know any different, and I was always in a job mentality. Next photo from the left would be, that photo is sometimes we are all at the edge. We go through the challenges, and we sometimes go through an edge, and we start to ask ourselves, are we going to fall back or keep moving forward? Next photo would be me from the total level to the new to the face of my business. And that is the transformation I go through. And the fourth photo would be just like me, Regina, Alan Fernandez. We have to do what we have to do in order to succeed in our life and to go through the challenges and to go through the transformation we will get our outcome, or we will get our result. And the photo you seen at the lower left with my photo, the photo with Armand Morin, that was my first time to attend a business event, and I was really happy, and I was very overwhelmed to see Armand, and knowing that he is also a Filipino, and I was just that little girl that didn't know anything, and I was looking at the photo, I was comparing myself to him, and I was comparing myself to him that I can be the next Armand Morin, or I can be the next person who's on stage. And the third photo, that is what people think what success really looks like, what people think what it looks like. Success is just a straight line. And what I knew that success, what it really looks like, probably my friends would think that success was just like a straight line, but it doesn't really look like that. And the next photo with my mother, that is my biggest why in what I do now. So now let's move on to the chapter. Let's now go to chapter 1, and you may also go to you may visit my page at www.passion2profitprincess.co.uk, where you can now start download a series of chapter of my Passion to Profit Princess story, my ebook. Just enter your name or your email address, and to get the series of my chapters, and you can start reading that. So now let's all get started to chapter 1 of my ebook, My Life as a Caterpillar. As you can see in that photo, that was me 12 months ago. I didn't know anything. I just do what everybody else does, and as you can see, we all love partying, just like here in Philippines. We do partying. We love we love to drink. We hang out with our friends. We didn't know any different. And if I'm going to ask myself, is that taking me to the biggest why, or is that taking me to my dream? I'm pretty sure that I'm not. I was just like everybody else, and didn't know any different. And so, just like my friends, we didn't know any different. And so this is the time that this moment, from all those years, we go through that photo on our graduation day. That was our momentum. That was our milestone from how many years of for 2 years of going to college. We can now start to see ourselves being independent and ready to achieve our careers. And now we are now ready to face the future. And probably the people on the call may also think that you also have your momentum in your life. You may also have a milestone in your life. Just like looking for a job, you may get your job. You may have a family. You may be promoted from your job, and that is your milestone, and that was my milestone, and I was really happy, and I was really happy on that day. And so my journey continues, and I was lucky enough that I was able to visit United Kingdom. I meet up with my friends, and despite all the challenges I go through, from looking for a job, from how many jobs that from a lot of no's, there is one thing that is a yes, and that is the opportunity that I grab. And that is the start of my the start of the change, or the start of my bloom in my life. To move on with chapter 2, wherein I met David Lee, and was telling me that he was not interested with my CV, and it was at the time that the first time I was in a business event. I was just the little girl sitting there. I didn't know anything. I was still in a job mentality. I was still I didn't know anything about business. All I know that people, I was just sitting there and I was observing the people. I know that they are exchanging cards. I know that they are business people. And I was comparing myself there, that it feels like I'm the little girl, I'm the smallest person there, because they are all business person. And I think they're all rich. And I was looking up with Armand Morin, who is also a speaker on that, who is the speaker on that event, who is the host in that event, and knowing that he is a Filipino, that one day, I told myself on that day that one day I can be the next, I can be like Armand Morin, because it's just the change of mentality, it's just the change of mindset, and it's just, I know that he just gone through a transformation, and there you are, you see me with Armand Morin, a Filipino guy, and I'm also a Filipino. And so my visit to UK was true. I go back to Philippines, and that's the change, or the metamorphosis begins. And looking at that photo with the staff of the printing firm, I was about to enter in that company. I was working in that company with only an associate degree, and I'm totally aware that people there have most experience. I was comparing myself there, that they have the most experience. They are seniors. They have bachelor degree, and they are more than They think that they are more than me. And I was really amazed at what really happened, because I stood up above them. I was just an associate degree, and they were following what I was saying. It felt like I'm the boss, and they was also amazed. And I cannot forget the manager apologized to me what had happened. They felt sorry because of what had happened, and that is the feeling that you have. That is the feeling that you have the self-worth, you have the self-respect you were able to achieve, and that is the greatest change, or that is the start of the metamorphosis, is the start of the change that I'm feeling, and made me contented. It made me happy, and that is why it is a thumbs up, because I rise above the people there, because it's just having that passion to profit, the training course that I had.